Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Felix. I'm a YouTube content creator from Indonesia. Yet again, welcome to YouTube React 2.0, where I'm exclusively covering animes and Ultraman series. And today I'm going to continue Ultra Vegito's reaction of Call Me ARJ, and this time it's about Ultra Vegito, the God Killer is reborn. So I'm truly interested in seeing what will happen in this episode for 45 minutes ahead. And if you are still watching this preview of mine in the main channel, please help to support, subscribe, share, like, comment, and just to help me increase in the algorithm and help me to support this new channel of mine. But without further ado, let's just go check it out. Ultra Vegito the God Killer is reborn from Call Me ARJ. Let's go, let's check, let's react. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Don't
go.
forget, the next video after this part has already been made and is live now on my Patreon for you to see straight after you've watched this.
Okay.
Incredible 3,600 access at higher tiers. This has long been requested to have the full next video early available to you guys who just can't wait for what happens. So our story continues with the two gods of destruction who are left remaining in the multiverse.
And Mule,
God of Destruction for Universe 1, and Mule, God of Destruction for Universe 3.
Okay.
With both remaining
the remaining gods of
eerie
destruction.
Silence as they stare at the God Killer who had slain so many of their fellow divine brethren.
Okay.
But still standing there, drooling,
it's because of
unresponsive,
Madara,
and in a vegetative state after being trapped in an infinite nightmare is Vegito.
Oh, Madara is loving.
You are so much more of a delight to look at when you can't talk, aren't you, my dear Vegito?
Okay.
As Madara also watches on with a sense of pleasure in his voice after leaving the so-called God Killer more vulnerable and defenseless than a mere toddler.
The eyes
But as
of
Vegito
Izuna,
remains
right,
stood still, soon robotic sounds can be heard from the middle of Mule's robotic core. Until from within, a hushed voice is heard saying, "Enough of this. It's time I dealt with this dirt myself."
Finally he talks. Previously he had chirp 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 and the angels need to translate.
And out of the metallic
He finally came out of his metallic
exoskeleton,
robotic.
finally, the miniature Mule appears, draped in his God
Oh
of
my
Destruction
God.
garb. But as we zoom in on his face, his true expression and feelings are revealed. As with an angered, betrothed look, he lets out,
He's mad.
"Pathetic. The blood of gods and angels are still all over your clothes. The stench of your actions has not left you even to this day, and the debt of your sins will never be repaid, God Killer. But you can bet I'll collect as much of it as I can."
Okay.
Wanna go to
He's
South
gonna
Korea,
Hakai
get 100%
to
fully
get
funded
some
leadership
revenge for
training
his
6
fellow
days.
GOD. Okay. Let's see how Mule and Eva will deal
Sorry
with
piece
Ultra
of
Vegito.
trash. As Mule then finally begins stepping out, staring Vegito down and yelling profanities, before, with gritted teeth, he would then begin thinking back and letting out, "You know, even years ago at the Tournament of Power, when I first met you as your separate selves, I always knew you were not to be trusted. Mere mortals, calling themselves Super Saiyan
The
gods.
Saiyan gods.
Don't make me laugh, you disgusting subspecies. Accessing some sort of counterfeit divine energy and suddenly placing you in the same realm as us deities?
Okay.
And what's worse, All this while that silly cat Beerus
Beerus.
just gawk and scream like a cheerleader. And now look where that got him. Gone like the rest of them. Gone like my fellow gods! Instantly,
He
in a
punched
roar of
Ultra
fury,
Vegito.
then slamming his fist across the face of the defenseless Vegito, sending his
Okay.
head snapping back without a sound from the God Killer to even respond. Sending Vegito's near lifeless body to slam back onto the ground, far off and back first. As his
Okay.
blade of destruction is let go and falls to the ground, stabbing into it. And still, even with blood now seeping from his chin where Mule struck, he just remains lost. Deep within, the night
His nightmare, yeah. Seeing his family and then, yeah, just been erased.
I'll make you pay for every god you've slain! As not satisfied with striking the mentally disabled Vegito, Mule rushes in to continue the violence.
You are dumb, gods. I mean, like, if I were you, the first thing I will do is, like, to break that earring, the Potara. Just break it in half and at least he can't be Ultra Vegito at ease as he wants. I mean, like, at least the android tail, the android energy, the cell tail of the things that he encountered, like the black and everything, will be separate. All of that will be separate. Even if he feels, he can just use only the fusion dance, because of course if he were to defuse and he recognized himself as Goku and Vegeta, the god will not lend him any more Potara, right? So the only option is to be using the fusion the fusion dance, Potara fusion dance. If they were to be using the fusion dance, it will only hold like 30 minutes max. So yeah, at least you can bet on that, man. I mean, like, with that, they can't be that strong. They don't have Cell, they don't have Android, they don't have Black, they don't have Zamasu, they don't have this and that. And for me, that's something, that's really, really something. Maybe they can become stronger by absorbing Guts' energy, all the Guts' energy, but at least they split. Why you waste your time just to just kick Vegito,
Wipe that
man?
stupid look off your face, demon! As brutally,
You're just
Mule
brave
lands
enough
with
because
a thunder
Vegito is like this. Once Vegito is back, you'll
right
go
on Vegito's
terrified.
face,
Mule.
compressing it momentarily inwards as if stepping on a balloon. And viciously, in a rampage of unprovoked assault, Mule would then begin stamping non-stop on the face of the motionless Vegito.
Okay.
But as his face begins to get barraged by the foot of the god,
He
nothing
don't
changes
even
on the
feel.
expression of the god killer, except for the flurry of blood that gushes out of his face that has also become bruised all over. He won! But after finally growing fatigued from his onslaught on Vegito's face, the god of destruction quickly turns around to his fellow member and yells,
Okay.
"Listen, I know you don't talk much, but don't you want a piece of this too?
You don't want
The
to push.
destroyers he killed, the stress he caused us, the pain. This is our revenge, my friend. Seize it with both hands." But in response, Iwan just remains calm and silent as expected, levitating off the ground with his hands behind his back before he finally lets out, "Though
Okay.
what you say has some truth.
There's some
you
truth, Mule.
may be right. As much as I would enjoy giving that monster over there a true beating, I say we handicap him
Look at him further first.
just in
Okay.
case he wakes up.
Yeah, this one's a little smarter. Not just act using his ego,
Allow
his
me to
emotion.
Hakai his arms,
His
and,
arm
legs
and legs.
while he's still like this. The response leading to Mule instantly laughing
Mule is
maniacally
happy.
as he continues with his foot
Mule
just
is
above
happy.
Vegito's face. What a fine idea, Iwan! To
Okay.
think. You barely speak, but when you do, it is to say the most sadistic
Ideas. Okay.
I'll take you up on that offer, but let us do it together. And then, even if he does wake up from this thing, I'd love to see him just try
Because he don't
and
have-
fight us with just his head.
He don't have any hands and feet anymore.
Hold it right there, children.
Oh, Madara don't like that.
But just as Mule
Madara
and
don't
Iwan
like that.
become increasingly excited at the idea of dismembering the downed Vegito,
The gods is just being called children by Madara.
but authoritative voice calls from the
Hmm.
shadows.
Madara.
If you're a trader, you need to check out
Children.
Funding Next
Haha.
is a funding program that funds talented traders.
All the god of destruction are just mere plaything
It's
for
revealed to be, of
Madara.
course, Madara, second of the 5 strongest and
Okay.
defeater of Ultra Vegito. With his hand eccentrically placed on his mask, he would then let out, "Don't even bother with that stupid idea.
Okay.
This one is no ordinary Saiyan from what I've gathered. His body has regeneration
Oh yeah. That thing. Oh yeah, I forgot. Even if you hook Kite, he has the Majin Buu, so he can
ability
regenerate.
somehow. Something to do with a power he refers to as
As Buu.
Boo. Who knows whatever that is. But the only way to hurt this one is to erase him completely.
He needs to erase him completely, or else he can just regenerate.
However, like I said, the priest himself said he wants him back alive. And if you want to disobey him and deal with the aftermath, then so be it. But I will not be around to protect
To
you.
protect you fools.
Damn it! Causing the smaller god of destruction Mule to immediately cuss out in frustration, as he begrudgingly grumbles, "You've got to be kidding me! Just what kind of ungodly changes has this freak undergone, huh?
The gone.
Where would he even get access to such things? All from within Universe 7?
7.
Huh. But I guess the real question here is, what does the Daishinken want with him?
Yeah.
Be the time rings, or maybe Whis' staff. Either way, how annoying we can't enjoy our revenge fully, God Killer. Iwan, you better get a whacking now while you still can.
Okay.
And immediately, as if never having to be told twice, Iwan appears with his foot raised and ready to stamp on Vegito 2. Yelling
Okay,
back,
he wants to
"So
enjoy
be
every
it then.
time that
I'll
they
enjoy this
have.
as much as I can." Hyah! As instantly as the gods begin simultaneously
Madara is
attacking,
just saying.
Madara just watches on bemused, commenting, "What petty weak."
What petty weak beings. Yeah, Madara don't
Beings.
even care, man.
And all the while, yet again, Vegeta would just remain unmoving and unable to do a thing as more and more blood and bruises plague him under the brutal beating. But in a curious sight, as we zoom in on his left
Oh,
eye,
he's crying.
a sudden stream of tears begins to fall. Could it
Because
be in
from
reaction
his
to the
nightmare.
physical pain, or perhaps a more emotional,
No, the emotional,
and mental
I
one
think.
from what is happening within his mind?
Okay.
Let me go! But as we finally peek back into the infinite nightmare the
Oh,
God Killer is
okay.
trapped in, like a martyr, we see Vegito pinned by chains to a standing tall, T-shaped structure. And
Oh,
below
what's this?
seem to be the once thought erased Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Chi-Chi and Bulma, his
Oh.
family members, and the closest people within his life. Kai! But from a distance, the sinister words of the destroyers unfortunately is heard, and
Oh, again and again, Hakai, but Vegito is just in the T-shaped like
Trunks
cross
begins
or
to
something.
erase again.
Okay.
Dad! Before so too is the young Goten. Dad! But still standing now with an angry and panicked voice, Gohan, the oldest son of Vegito, watching on, would scold, "What are you doing? Aren't you going to do anything to stop them, Dad? Do something! Save us! Hakai!" But before any more can be said, the same fate is
Okay.
awaited for the young Saiyan once again. For the third time, now being erased right before the eyes of Vegito.
Okay.
Stop it! And when we do see the effects of such trauma on the God Killer, its impact is clear. As with rivers of
It's from
warm
the
tears
inside.
flooding down his cheeks and drool shooting out of his mouth as he yells, the God Killer is seen at his lowest and as a shell of his former self, after an unknown
Okay.
quantity of pure traumatic torture. Goku! Vegeta! But things do not end there, as suddenly, from the particles left behind of his sons, his two wives, Chi-Chi and Bulma, then run in disarray towards their husband.
Okay.
Save us! And instantly, as if holding onto for dear life, literally, the two grab onto the feet of their spouse, not knowing there was nothing Vegito could even do to hug them
Okay.
back. But regardless,
They will
with tears
Hakai.
flooding down her own eyes, Chi-Chi with a look of sadness and fear would say, "Goku, don't let me die, please." While Bulma, equally sad and tearing up, would add, "Vegeta, don't you love me?" Hakai!
Hakai again.
But just as tragically as before, both women are instantly then disposed of by the seemingly hidden god surrounding them, and in the most permanent of ways. Chi-Chi! Bulma! Leaving the
Again and
severely
again.
heartbroken Saiyan
Man, this is
to just
harsh,
scream
man.
out
This
their
is
names
really, really
one more
harsh.
time. Unable to distinguish now reality from illusion anymore. I will kill you! Leaving the God
Oh.
Killer to do the only thing he can as he
Keep
explodes
hard.
in power, yelling as hard as he can as if anybody would be able to hear him. As electricity then begins to surround his entire body, yet none of this
Okay.
has even the slightest effect of freeing from his T-shaped cage.
Oh, all the gods.
Pathetic. But as Vegito screams and roars, finally, the 12 gods of destruction appear before him, all smiling and snickering, just watching on as if the God Killer was a mere exhibit at the zoo.
Okay.
But suddenly, from all the laughter, a cry is heard.
Oh, there's a pen.
The cry of a baby Pan. As the merciless apparition of Belmont lifts the child by the hair and says, "Seems I have something of yours, Vegito.
Okay.
How do I turn this thing off, eh?" Pan! You let go of her now!
Okay.
Immediately causing the grandfather, of course, to become furious in an unsurmountable stage of rage as he speaks through gritted teeth.
Been pummeled.
But back
Oh,
in reality,
okay, this is from
while
reality.
all this mental trauma goes on, an
Oh,
equal amount of
I'm
physical
even
damage
tired of
is
watching
laid.
this, man. I just want to fast forward this to a
As the two
better
destroyers
scene. I'm just,
one
oh my god, I'm
continue to
just
stamp on
tired.
Vegito's face till barely a breath can be heard.
Okay.
But back in the dream, Belmont's eye begins to move slowly towards the still crying Pan.
This is the time is flowing so slow. Oh my!
With not a final word said, the unthinkable is done to the defenseless child.
Oh
As
my
in
god!
a total throwback to what originally happened on Earth, the young baby Pan is erased prematurely once again, and this time right in front of her grandfather.
Okay.
And instantly, with this sight now in mind, freshly scorched into his eyes, something snaps finally within the now extremely
Oh, this is terrible. If Cell is just destroying Android 16 and make Gohan snap, you snap an Ultra Vegito multiple times with all the God of Destruction, with all his family members, not just one, not just an android. What will it be? It's Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2. What is this final version? Ultra Vegito will
brittle
become after being
stays
tortured
of
mentally.
Vegito. And with his eyes suddenly closing as veins begin to flex on his face, the God Killer would just let out, "My head! Why is my head hurting? Why are you doing this?" Almost as if finally, Vegito was beginning to sense what was happening in the real world now too.
Okay, Vegito is happening in the real now. Okay, let's see.
And it's 100% fully funded.
Okay. Wow, he's free? Or this is the
And with
real...
an ungodly roar that could only be described as coming from a true demon, Vegito screams.
Wait, this is the real world or the
instantly
dream world?
breaking everything that bound him. But most
Oh, this is the
notably,
dream?
atop his head, where he was complaining about from being in pain, two vicious and uncharacteristic horns suddenly
What
burst
horns?
forth from the sides of his
What?
head. And as the horns, now at full length, and seemingly not even noticed by Vegito, once his eyes and expression came down back to normal, he began saying, "Enough of this.
Oh, he changed. He changed. With a horn and the voice is
leading
changed.
to Vegito once again screaming with a truly beastly roar. As the God Killer raises his head straight up
Oh
and
my
yells to
God.
the heavens as if demanding his escape. But soon enough, his entire body, as a result of his power-up, begins to completely become enveloped in a ball of shining energy that spits dark lightning all over until...
Oh, okay, we're back to the
outside,
reality.
The barrage of stamps on Vegito seemingly finally begin to come to an end. As eventually, as the two gods raise their feet for one last time, all that can be heard is the breaths of their exhausted states. That is until... Wait a second. His energy,
It's back. It's back. His energy is back.
Mule's face is totally lost in
Oh.
a flash of light.
The energy from the inside coming out from the outside. It's Vegito's energy. It's Vegito's energy.
Some way, somehow, Vegito's explosion of energy from within his mind reaches outwards and causes an insane explosion that covers the landscape, darkening the sky as black thunder bursts forward everywhere.
Okay.
And when we look at the deities that watch on, luckily for them, both Iwan and Mule manage to survive, though thoroughly trying their best to cover and protect themselves as the wind and pressure from Vegito's power even blows off some of their clothing. While as expected, the unfazed, physically Madara seems to watch on with more curiosity than fear.
Okay,
And
he
once
is
the explosion
interesting.
of energy comes to an end, nothing can actually be seen or detected from within the thick clouds of smoke that remain until something
Oh,
shoots out with terrifying speed straight out of the dust clouds. So
Oh.
fast, there would have never been any way to deduce just who or what it was.
what is that? Oh, okay, it's
That
Vegito.
is until finally a dark creature lands on the ground
It's
with a
Vegito.
crash, not letting out any words, but just beastly grumbles as if the stranger was less human and more animal. Could this really be who we think it is?
It's Vegito.
And when
Wow, Vegito
the
becomes
figure
something
is
like
finally
this, man.
revealed, all
Oh
we can
my
see
God.
is a pitch black beast.
Vegito is become large, he's become
Horns
something like this.
visible and hair similar to Vegito, but any sense of the humanity seems to be well and
It's
truly gone.
gone.
And up in the air, lifted in his left arm, is none other than the Blade of Destruction, indicating
Okay.
even in this primal state, this dark beast is still ready to kill.
It's Vegito.
As the grumbling, mysterious beast begins letting out steaming smoke which bellows out of his gritted mouth. And just one
This
word
is
that can
Vegeta
be
and
finally
Goku?
heard.
Wow.
But though that word gave us our biggest clue towards this beast somehow being Vegito, once said, the black beast resorts back to grumbles, staring into the palm of his now clawed hand, marveling at his newfound power, or at least that would be how it seemed. Is that? But now on the ground, and more fearful than ever, Mule and Iwan would take notice from a distance. But as we zoom in on Mule, the true state of their fears comes
he
to
is
light.
fear.
As with
He
a
is
trembling
fear.
voice, Mule would then let out,
He's fearing also Vegito.
"That can't be the God Killer!
Killer.
Not in a million years! Why does he look like that now? Why does he look like... Oh, elusive!"
He look like Lucifer.
As suddenly, a wave of paralyzing shock and terror
Wait, what? How can Vegito become
explodes
Lucifer?
through the
This
body of
Lucifer
Mule.
that has been called by
as
the
sweat
gods
drips
several
at speed
times.
all across his face at just the mere resemblance to the legendary
Of
being
Lucifer.
that seemingly all of the gods fear.
Okay.
Iwan, this has gotten way too dangerous. We're getting out of here now. And in a quick shock response, Mule would then grab onto the wrist of the stunned into silence Iwan by force and attempt a getaway.
Okay.
This apparently is not unnoticed by the dark beast, who immediately then squints his eyes in the direction of the
They can see that these two is God.
Before
Oh,
then
you
turning
will,
around
you will be
abruptly to
having a
face them,
nightmare.
his eyes pinpointed at them in the distance. Before the seemingly now battle-conscious being then lifts his hand quickly into the sky with his palm facing the duo of destroyers with only one outcome left on its mind.
Okay, okay. Oh, it's not even a
Immediately with two
Hakai.
clear victims in mind, the Dark Beast fires an even darker ball of ferocious energy straight towards the duo of gods.
Okay.
What's that? And though the ball deceptively looks small at first, by the time it reaches near enough the destroyers, the true size is apparent, almost able to dwarf their bodies.
Oh,
The
even
mighty
these two is now
enough to
bye-bye.
erase them instantly.
So this is official that all the gods are now being...
Can't you two fools even get running away, right? But
Okay,
fortunately
Madara.
for Mule and Iwan, out of nowhere to their rescue, the second
Madara.
arrives, sword in hand and ready to seemingly bear the brunt of the blast for them. But as the dark blast reaches within inches, Madara moves his blade back and yells with intensity, as if about to slice through the energy until... Your god-killing days will not be continuing while I'm around, Vegito. As immediately, with full confidence, the second slams his legendary blade down onto the blast, as if putting down an animal, with thunderous crackling of black lightning roaring all over as he strikes and attempts to push the energy ball back. But his strike doesn't seem to go exactly as he had first planned, as quickly Madara notices and comments, "What's this? It's not going back. Impossible. I'm actually trying here. Is my blade dulled?"
Your abilities.
More of the unthinkable happens as when we zoom in on the blade of Madara, soon the smallest of hairline fractures and cracks begin to show suddenly. And just like that, as if inevitable, the blade of the second snaps under pressure, cleaning in half as the ball of energy from the dark beast just continues to rush forward. Impossible! Eventually shooting past the shocked member of the Five towards its target, while the stunned Madara can only stare forward and mutter, What just happened?
You let that happen.
He broke the Izanagi! Not even the third could do that.
Not even the third could do that. Wow, that Sora's
Izanagi. The destroyers, who are about to be annihilated themselves, Mule yells out, "No, you don't!" And just like that, the two escape at the last second to fight another day. And Madara, noticing from a distance their departure, just thinks to himself, at least I was able to stall enough for those two to actually get out of my way. Before looking back down to the useless broken stub that is now his once legendary weapon. And lets out, but this is just astonishing. I haven't seen a nickel scratch on this thing in millennia. Here it is now. Useless piece of trash.
It's break.
Before they're nonchalantly just dropping the damaged weapon onto the ground, as if having accepted the situation. Before continuing, though the more surprising thing here is that this beast even managed to break out of the eyes of Izuna. That should not be possible for any gods in this realm. Alone a damn mortal. This hasn't happened since him. And right behind Madara now appears a mysterious demon-like figure with strange eyes that we seem to have seen mentioned a number of times so far. Before the second continues, but he broke through the illusion of sheer mental power alone. Years of horrible conditions in the demon realm made any nightmare I created totally powerless. Surely, this mortal couldn't have done the same? Or even triggered this transformation? Did I go too far? Regardless, without too much actual fear or hesitation, Madara then descends immediately towards the ground, standing toe-to-toe with the horned beast, before then grabbing onto his mask once again and inquiring, "So, you seem to be a little stronger than before, aren't you, my dear Vegito? I dare say with those horns, you finally look more like your namesake. God Killer. Is this your true form?" But in response, of course, the near-mute Dark Warrior will just continue to let out ashy smoke from his mouth as he stares down Madara with internalized disdain. Madara now, without his sword though, will just get into a strange fighting stance of his own. Back.
More like a sailor-like battle now, without a sword or anything.
Type anymore, eh? You seem to have so much more to say than for that little bad dream I put you through, didn't you, Vegito?
Well,
no matter. In that case, we'll save the small talk and get this over with instead.
Okay.
A beast like you must be put down anyway! As instantly, confirming the confidence of the second, Madara rushes in excitedly like a wild animal, straight for the still sword-wielding creature in front. But just as he throws out his first punch, as if the Black Beast's Ultra Instinct was still intact, it instantly dodges straight
He
out
knows.
of the way.
He knows. Using Ultra Instinct.
Takut lihat orang asing seperti lihat hantu. Karena
Until with a devilish laugh that does in fact remind us of Vegito, instantly, mid-attack, the wrist of Madara is grabbed.
Ooh!
Let
Eh?
go, you!
Hey, oh! It's been
Before the
breaking.
sentence could even begin to be finished, as if ripping off a rose off its stem, the grinning dark creature would shockingly
I
rip
am in
Madara's
love.
arm in half within nanoseconds.
Oh my god, I'm in love. I love this.
Vile mortal! Leaving the delirious with shocked Madara to scream out in pain, but also pure disbelief in what the transformed God Killer had even just done to him. As blood
Okay,
pours
now
and leaks,
you're that confident, huh, Madara? Haha.
and for the first time with a serious undertone of anger, grabbing onto his now pumping with pain shoulder, Madara would yell, "You truly are full of surprises! How very bizarre. Your speed has jumped at least tenfold to do something like that. Not to mention your strength
In your
to
strength.
make a god bleed like this. Seems that dark energy surrounding you now
you
is a little bit more than just aesthetic."
Okay. He is
With an
happy.
increasingly large grin on the pitch-black warrior's face, he would begin giggling as he lifts the ripped forearm of the second before him like a prize trophy. Before
Oh, it's been breaking.
crushing it, instantly like a mere scrunched up piece of paper. And more notably, as soon
Oh
as
my
that was
God.
done, so too is the forearm instantly erased somehow, without even the mention of the word Hakai.
Without the
Dark
Hakai.
Beast had somehow now reached an all-new level of destruction power mastery while in this state. Think I'm supposed to care about that arm, mortal? You can do with it as you like.
Okay.
In response, in a surprising turn of events, the second immediately rips off what's left of his arm, straight
Oh.
down to the shoulder, before dropping it with a thud right beside him. But though the bravado before made him seem unbothered, as the atmosphere around the second changes, the true anger within him becomes apparent, as he lets out, "Well done for maiming me, God Killer.
Killer. Okay.
Once you actually make guts seem
Seem
reasonable.
reasonable. For falling, right? Because he is like stronger.
But I'm afraid, if you think losing one arm would be enough to weaken me, you're in for a rude awakening."
Okay.
As suddenly, with a rising yell, Madara begins powering up his own energy. With at first, no aura appearing except for a rumble on the very surface of the planet, and the air pressure and atmosphere changing dramatically until...
Okay. Oh.
With a ferocious roar that resembles the one given off by the beast before him, his entire body becomes enveloped with a tremendously powerful aura that soon
Ooh.
spirals into a cylinder that reaches the heavens themselves. And through it, Madara slowly rises from the bottom
Wow.
towards the top, all before the eyes of the dark beast below. But though almost point-blank faced with the humongous power-up, not so much as a flinch can be seen by the demon-like creature, as the wind blows his flowing white hair in all directions. But almost in a spectacle for the ages, the plume of vast energy soon begins to contort and change shape, until suddenly a pair of eyes become visible through what can only be described as a cloak of divine ki. Continuing to change shape
He's
and form
transformed?
until
He's transforming. Madara is transformed with his
standing
hand?
there complete, now making the dark beast appear as an ant before him is a giant apparition, dressed in traditional samurai wear and with a sword of his own, as flares of energy begin to ripple.
It's an apparition. Okay, nice.
But as we zoom in on the giant apparition, hidden within its intimidating face is a crystal pentagon with a familiar, blurred silhouette within. And soon, once peered in even closer, it is of course revealed to be Madara.
Okay, Madara.
Having unleashed his energy to create this monster that encapsulates him. With his severed arm now giving off strange particles, Madara would then begin saying quaintly, "Ha ha 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 ha. No, I've had that arm for millennia.
Okay.
But I suppose all good things must come to an end. And a new beginning must
Eventually start. Oh, he can regenerate?
Straight from the playbook of Piccolo, from within Madara's shoulder, an entirely
regenerate?
new
Wow.
arm formed from the same energy that seems to
He
be making up the
regenerates,
apparition
wow.
is formed in perfect muscular definition.
He can
And with his
regenerate.
head
Wow,
now
amazing.
bowing in sinister fashion, pleased with himself, Madara would finally say, "Ah, much better. I believe now, Vegito, you can finally see the difference between myself and gods.
Okay.
Behold, the power of Madara.
Madara.
Second of the 5 strongest in the multiverse."
Okay. Oh, even Vegito is liking
But
this.
as Madara makes this declaration of strength, suddenly, the demonic beast just begins to burst out into a cold laughter. As more smoke bellows out, his sharp, inhuman teeth begin to bear out.
This is getting really interesting. Oh,
And with the grin
The
growing
monster
even
liked it.
larger by the second, the beast
He
would
is loving this
inexplicably
so
begin
much.
lifting up the blade of destruction, but not in a fashion that can be used for attacking. At least, not attacking Madara.
oh, attacking
Suddenly, in
the
a
apparition,
completely
I think.
unexpected shift, the dark
He will
being
crush the
swipes the
apparition.
blade at himself,
Oh, what?
laughing as the blade rushes in at him, now aimed at his
What?
face of all targets. The
He
same
wants to-
blade that made cold cuts of Guts himself, now shooting towards the most vulnerable spot on the God Killer.
He wants to crush
What?
himself.
What are you doing, fool? The turn of events even shocking Madara.
He wants to
as he
crush
pushes on,
himself.
trying his hardest to figure out what the motive behind this is until
Oh my god, what's that?
in incredible
Oh, he wants to test the blade of destruction. He crushed that so the blade breaks. And then the demon will come around. Wow, this is what Vegito wanted.
Unbreakable blade of destruction that cut through
Great.
even Kachin shatters into multiple pieces as if made of glass. But the shocking feats do not end there.
The demon come out.
Finally! As out
What?
of the shattered
He can
remains
talk
of the
now?
blade, suddenly a dark mass of energy that can only resemble
Oh, okay,
a
the
mini
demon.
devil shoots out with a thunderous
Finally, he's
scream.
free. Don't tell me it's Lucif.
No!
Okay, Madara is
What
shocked.
it is remains a mystery to us viewers. To Madara, a sudden wave of fear rushes through his entire body as he
Okay.
mutters, He let out the demon emperor within the
Emperor
sword!
within the sword.
The realm of mortals? You fool!
Okay. Oh, Vegito, come here. Vegito has some sense of that. Vegito wants to crush the demon.
Before Madara's
Don't tell me Vegito is planning to directly absorb the demon.
fear
He planned to absorb the demon. That's why he
panic
released and
could
he
reach his
will
peak,
absorb.
just as the demon emperor has his first taste of freedom.
After a long time,
It is
he being
grabbed by the throat
crushed
and
by
stopped
Vegito.
straight in place. As a completely stunned emperor just stares into the eyes of its attacker with confusion until... In almost immediate fashion, the entire life force and being of the demon is absorbed straight into the left arm of the darkened
What? It's still happening? The
god king,
android absorption?
presumably through usage of the energy absorption
The energy absorption even after he becomes a demon
device
thing like this, a
that should
beast?
still be in his palm.
Madara is shocked. He absorbed the demon
And
release.
from within the shell of his giant apparition, even the Titan reacts in unison with
Madara is
moving back in
afraid.
fear and absolute confusion over what had just happened. And when we
The
zoom
demon,
in on
the demon is just been
Madara,
absorbed by
with his
Vegito.
hand raised to his face as if defending himself from the sight he had just witnessed, he mumbles, How did he get rid of a demon emperor
And
so
Emperor
quickly?
so quickly.
He just touched it and it vanished. Has his destruction power really risen to the level of affecting even demons?
Oh, Madara, you're in for a treat. He absorbed.
But as Madara wonders what comes next, suddenly the dark beast's body begins to change. Lowering and
Okay, he transformed. I think this is leading to the thumbnail where we see this is a Vegito with a apparition of a Super Saiyan 4. So I think this beast is like a monkey of a Super Saiyan 4, but it's controlled. But I don't know, he needs something. If we were calling a Super Saiyan 4 with a fuse, I think you kind of get that already. I mean, but I don't know, maybe it needs some punch, it needs something to transform him, and he is even curious of what's the demon, so he's like testing his strength. He freed the demon, he absorbed, and with that much power intact, it finally can able to transform him back,
while
I
stretching
think.
out, the very skin of the creature begins to evaporate off.
I think this is a preparation and transformation to a Ultra Vegito Super Saiyan for this coming finally, or what, I don't know.
While an overjoyed smile can be seen all over his face.
Okay. I
And
think
as
this
it's-
creature will become like a Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Vegito Ultra Vegito, I don't know. Let's just see.
As its entire
Yeah, right,
body
Ultra
is
Vegito
soon
new
lost
form
in
right
the
here.
dark smoke.
It's a new
As it
form.
eventually dissipates,
It's like a Super Saiyan
the
4.
eye of a very iconic figure can then be
Yeah, right?
seen.
It's back.
But
Vegito is
along
back.
with that, an arm and chest now appearing, covered in
Hmm.
a familiar fur,
See, this fur and everything, it's a Super
and
Saiyan
below,
4.
a strange tail resembling
Oh, with a tail but with a arrow, not like a Super Saiyan 4. This is like evil Super Saiyan 4 for Ultra Vegito.
a Saiyan's, but more demonic in nature. As unbelievably finally revealing himself is
Ultra
Ultra
Vegito.
Vegito. But
In,
now,
I don't know what
markedly
form.
different in
It's
an
like a Super
entirely
Saiyan 4
new
but with a
form,
demonic, I don't
covered
know
in
what.
sharp purple lightning, purple
With a
fur
V?
resembling a Super Saiyan 4 or 5, while his hair, now longer and sharper, bears still the purple of Ultra Ego and the white of Ultra Instinct. And
Okay.
adding to it all, of course, are the
The
two
horns.
protruding horns that can only tell.
So I think the strength of the demon, of the beast is there, of course, with the
Us,
demon as well.
Vegito's now demonic descent. And with one final grin, all is then confirmed as he lets out, "Sorry for swallowing up that demon emperor."
Oh, you're finally talking back. Okay.
How about instead you say hello to a
To a true
devil
now,
Madara?
Okay.
As finally, the multiverse witnesses the ungodly true power of the God Killer.
Killer. Okay.
But that
Wow.
was it for today.
I never
video.
expected this. Like, Madara will be done, man. I mean, like, with just that beast, Madara is out of reach. With the additional of that demon that even Madara is afraid of. If that demon is weak, he will not be afraid, right? So that sums it. With Ultra Vegito, with the beast, with the demon that even Madara is afraid, I think it will just be bye-bye after this. Madara's done, and I'm looking forward for the third of the 5 strongest coming forward. And with this in mind, I don't really think Ivan or even Mule will catch Vegito anymore. I don't know, Vegito will just use Whis' stuff to directly switch to just finish the 2, but it's just out of league. It's just like when we see Saiyans meeting people now, it's like that weak. So I don't think that even they can give any energy whatsoever to Ultra Vegito, and I don't know whether Vegito will want to catch them anymore. But whatever,
Guys,
wow,
if you
this
made it
is
this
just
far, leave me a
amazing.
hashtag new form in the comments
form.
down below.
Yeah, right, see this, it's being pummeled already. Madara
And
is
let me
being
know
pummeled
just
by
what kind of
Vegito.
brutal fate the God Killer will now unleash on the second of the 5.
Yeah, of course it's obvious Madara will lose this
Or
one.
just head over to my Patreon right now.
Wow. Wow. How? Amazing. But I don't know. This okay. So a 3, a 4. Then what? After this, after he absorbed the 2, what will he gain? New monster strength, of course. What's new form he gonna get? And how much stronger will he get after he fights? Guts, he gets sword. Second, he gets form. Third, fourth, fifth, what'll happen after he absorbed the 5 of the 5? He will need the Grand Priest, or what will happen? I'm really interested for this one, and with the apparition of that Madara, I don't think it'll work anymore. It's just, Vegeta is just out of league, and I'm just interested now to see 3, 4, 5. Really just that. I want to see Vegeta getting stronger, how he get powered up, what kind of creature will happen, will appear in the 3rd, 4th, and 5 of the 5 strongest. But wow, so far ARJ is just so epic, it's just so cool, it's just so great. So thank you so much guys, till we meet again in the next reaction video. Bye.